Former royal staff reveal ex-Prince Andrew, demanding, and dismissive behind palace doors. The former Prince Andrew has long been a figure of fascination, intrigue, and controversy within the royal family, and recent revelations from royal insiders paint a picture of a man who kept a chilly distance from those around him. As the ex-Duke of York faces dramatic personal and financial upheavals, including losing his official royal titles and receiving an eviction notice from Royal Lodge by King Charles himself, former royal staff have come forward to share what it was like to work under him. Speaking exclusively to GB News via The Express, former royal butler Grant Harold described Andrew as dismissive and emotionally distant toward those employed in the royal household. He was the only royal I never had any kind of conversation with, even in a social situation, Harold said. The former butler clarified that Andrew was never outright rude, but the cold detachment was unmistakable. There was never any kind of conversation. Because you were staff, he wouldn't speak to you. He was always very kind of dismissive, he was never rude, Harold continued. These comments paint a stark contrast to other members of the royal family, who often maintain cordial relationships with their staff and are known to engage in small talk or show appreciation for their efforts. But according to Harold, Andrew maintained an emotional and social barrier that was noticeable to anyone serving the Duke of York. This sentiment is echoed in the biography entitled, The Rise and Fall of the House of York by royal historian Andrew Lowney. Sources cited in the book allege that Andrew viewed staff primarily as people, there to serve and not to question his actions. The Express further reports that Andrew allegedly required maids to climb 4 flights of stairs simply to draw his curtains, even when he was lying right beside the windows, an anecdote that underscores a degree of detachment and insistence on hierarchical service. As Andrew prepares to leave Royal Lodge, the former butler's observations raise questions about the future of his household operations. How many staff members will follow him to his next residence? Will he maintain a team, or adopt a more solitary lifestyle? Some insiders reportedly worry about the former Duke of York's well-being over the upcoming Christmas holidays, given his increasingly isolated existence. The public fallout surrounding Andrew has been relentless in recent weeks. His eviction marks a major shift in the dynamics of the royal family, highlighting the king's decisiveness in enforcing changes within the household. Meanwhile, former employees' reflections provide an intimate glimpse of what it was like behind palace walls, moments of tension and distance that rarely make headlines but shape the day-to-day experience of royal life. Grant Harold's insights also shed light on the unique challenges of serving a royal who, while never openly hostile, created a climate of formality and detachment. The ex-duke's behavior contrasts sharply with other royals known for their warm engagement with staff, from small gestures of gratitude to private conversations during tea breaks or events. Andrew's lack of social interaction may have amplified his reputation as aloof, contributing to both personal and public perceptions of isolation and detachment. Social media reactions have been swift. Royal fans expressed shock at the stark picture painted by Harold, with some pointing out that such detachment could exacerbate Andrew's already complicated public image. Others debated whether his behavior was a symptom of privilege, scandal, or personal struggle, with hashtags like #RoyalLife and #PrinceAndrew trending briefly as commentary spread online. Meanwhile, Andrew Lowney's biography contextualizes the Duke's personality further. According to sources, Andrew's insistence on staff compliance and lack of casual interaction was not simply about hierarchy, it reflected an entrenched sense of duty and expectation of unquestioning service. A philosophy increasingly at odds with contemporary norms of empathy and respect in professional environments. As the former prince moves forward, leaving Royal Lodge behind, these revelations highlight a key facet of his life that rarely reaches the public eye: his relationships with those who served him. It is a portrait of detachment and distance, but also one that invites questions about the human side of royalty, the pressures of public scrutiny, and the evolving standards of behavior expected from those in the monarchy. The drama surrounding Andrew is far from over. With eviction, loss of titles, and continued scrutiny from the media and public, the former Duke of York enters a new chapter marked by uncertainty. Meanwhile, reflections from staff like Grant Harold provide a rare glimpse behind palace doors, reminding us that even in the world of crowns and ceremonies, personal behavior and human connections shape legacy just as much as public image. In the end, Andrew's story is a cautionary tale about isolation, hierarchy, and the complexities of life in the royal family. While he may have commanded respect through title, his detachment from staff underscores the idea that true leadership is measured not just in power, but in the connections we cultivate with those around us. Even royals are human, and their choices ripple far beyond the palace walls.